try. Yep, go ahead. Hey!
Hey everyone!
Hey everyone! We think this is working. To all 5 of you who are out there, we thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Sherwin Mackintosh.
My name is Chase Mackintosh.
And we're here for Upside Down. This is
You guys
a
know about that?
signed poster from the cast here. We did a big production in St. Louis, and we are very excited about the DVD
Yes.
that is coming out on Monday.
Monday!
Cyber Monday. You can download it. It'll be available then, and also for pre-orders for the DVD, which we're very excited. It's all coming together.
It's very exciting. I mean, I can't wait to see it myself. I was always on stage. Never got to see the actual production.
Right.
So that's
So,
exciting.
so what was your role, Chase?
I actually played the Apostle Peter.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of... But you were in the show as well at one point, is that right?
They did not. I was in the original production in '87, and then they cut back the part in '94, so I was in for like a couple of scenes.
Who made that decision?
I think that was Steve Johnson, who actually wrote the whole book and everything.
I guess he has the right to do
He
things
does.
like that.
He does things like that. So I don't take it personally, you know. And so in this last production, I was completely out of the production.
But you were the musical director.
I was actually not the musical director.
Well,
I was a musical supervisor.
that's right.
Wendy Cavett, who has played on Broadway for many years as a
Sure.
musical conductor, was a musical director for the show and did a fantastic job.
Yes. Got the terms mixed up.
Yes, please. That's important to performers and to production people.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
But it was great being part of this.
Absolutely.
I mean, and
Absolutely.
I know we talked about just making the music more current for this latest production.
Yeah.
And definitely got to work together and just making that be very cool. And so that was a lot of fun.
So you're saying that my music is more of the '80s? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Barry Manilow. Was one of your favorite, the Carpenters. Yeah, this day and age is a little bit different.
Yeah. So
in general.
What are your artistic influences?
I mean, of course, apart from you,
Oh, of course.
I generally like something that's funky. I mean, something that has some soul. And so, hopefully we brought a little bit of that in.
Yeah. Chase was instrumental in redoing all the tracks and making the songs, more updated. And even in Simon the Sorcerer, you put a little dubstep in there.
It was some sort of electronic house music type of thing.
Which I wasn't sure what the dubstep was, but now I know.
Yeah.
So,
It wasn't quite dubstep, but
okay.
we went that direction.
Okay.
It was fun.
And Carrie Kelsey did all the choreography.
Whoop, whoop.
Did a great job on that with that. So that's a real highlight. Mark Thompson played the role of Simon the Sorcerer, who has been on Broadway and makes his living in New York City doing voiceovers and commercial.
It's brilliant.
Yes, brilliant.
Brilliant man.
He's fantastic. So if you don't see anything else in the show, see Chase and see Mark.
Don't see me. Mark Thompson, Simon the Sorcerer.
And another standout was Melvin.
Absolutely.
Who is on Broadway now with Beautiful. So just some fantastic performances.
And Melvin also wrote his own musical.
Yes, he did.
Co-wrote. That's
Yes.
Polka Dots,
Polka Dots, the Cool Kids musical.
which is really good.
Yeah. So
But we're talking about Upside Down.
Oh, right. And so, what else are we talking about?
There's questions from Facebook, I
Some
think.
questions here. Yes, we had 3 questions.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I think we've made the big time here. We've got 3 questions. The first one is from Daniel Johnson Jr.
He's from where we live currently, Cincinnati, Ohio. Shout out.
All right, okay. So Daniel says, or asks the question, what did you do to keep from losing your voice since you had multiple performances?
Yeah, that was definitely a concern. I felt my voice starting to go as we were about to open, and definitely knew that it was a vocally demanding role, that I was on stage a lot, had a lot of lines, had a lot of songs, and so I was definitely concerned about that. But fortunately, there was a very talented team of voice specialists in the cast and crew and production team. Definitely owe a lot to CJ Phillip, who sang on Broadway in Hairspray for many years, and she was there giving me a lot of pointers and tips and stuff like that. Hank McDaniel, who was also in the cast, just helped me out so much. He did a lot of work with speech pathology and speech and voice therapy. So went on vocal rest during the day. I remember some of you, if you're watching were there at the conference, didn't get a chance to really talk to you. I apologize for that, but just felt like needed to save it in order to really be able to do the role. Did some steam, stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely something to figure out.
It was really the power of God. I mean, seriously, that was
absolutely
was a very scary moment, and Chase was having a lot of trouble vocally, and Hank and CJ and a lot of people really gathered around him, prayed for him, and
that was a gift of God.
Yeah, it really was. Because you did a great job through the whole show. I was very proud of you.
Thank you.
And you did, I think, the role of Peter is very complex, and but you did a great job in really bringing that. And the whole musical, I mean, is so incredible how Steve Johnson really brings the book of Acts to life, and the characters, and just the way they were willing to die
seriously
for their convictions. And I think it's such an inspiration to so many people over the years. And what I've heard again with this production was how people are willing to die for the cause of Christ, and how that challenges us today. So,
definitely.
Next question was Leslie Karamidas from Atlanta, Florida. Marietta.
Florida?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Get your states right there.
Is this live? Can we edit that? Oh, no.
Nope. You said it. Can't take it back.
When you were originally writing Upside Down, what new convictions did you gain? And were there any parts in the new version that you deliberately edited based on changes in the way that you think or feel? That's a great question. Musically, I think like Chase said, we wanted to make it more current, so it would be relatable to a new generation. That was real important to Steve and I. And I think it was important to bring back some of the elements of the first production, kind of more the joy of our faith, our Christianity. And so to bring back the big splash, You Might Be Finding God, was just some really happy songs that brought joy to people, I think. So we were able to bring that back. Steve Johnson is just an incredible writer, and just did a great job lyrically, and with the whole storyline, I think of really helping us to appreciate the diversity of the first century church. I think this is a huge issue even for us today, because when you think about it, and when Abby's going through the process of first the sinners, the Jews become Christians, then we have a eunuch that becomes a Christian, which is pretty remarkable when you think about all the implications of that. Then when you think about the Pharisees, the very religious people, becoming Christians, and then we have the Gentiles who become Christians as well. And so I think it really spoke to me more about the diversity of the church in the first century, and how we need to celebrate that, and certainly do with the congregations that are so diverse. Some people have said that Sunday morning is the most segregated time of the world, of the week in the world, and in our churches, we celebrate our diversity.
Yeah, and that was such a fun moment in the show when we did I Hear God Singing to Me, and we had all the different elements come together, but all the different peoples, there's all the diversity in the group, all the different kinds of dances and types of music we were all celebrating, and we actually have, filming this right now, the featured Greek dancer, my lovely, beautiful wife, Sarah Mackintosh. Maybe, can you just show yourself for a second right there?
I don't know how, so you could just keep talking.
All right, well, she's there, but I love you. You're awesome.
Thank you, appreciate
it. And it starts out with, well, I hear God singing to me, even Gentiles can be saved.
That's right.
And that was a really funny line for everybody. I didn't see that one coming, but everybody really responded to that, because it's not normally that line, but yeah. That's what it's. We're grateful for that as Gentiles, that we can be part of the kingdom.
Absolutely.
Today. One more question.
All right, one more question.
And then we're going to do a song. This is from Tina Allison. Tina Taylor Allison. She is 9 years old.
That's her daughter.
Layla.
Tina's daughter.
Oh, yes.
Layla.
Layla. Okay, right.
Yeah.
They just moved here from Miami. They're in Atlanta now.
That's cool.
How long was the whole audition process, and how did you pick the people who ended up in the cast? Well, we started the audition process about a year before the show. We did online auditions, so a lot of people auditioned online for the cast as well as the crew and the orchestra. And that was a pretty cool thing to see people online. And then we traveled to, I think, Cincinnati.
That's
was
right.
the first
We
stop.
had audition there.
And then we went to New York. We had auditions in Atlanta, and we had auditions in Los Angeles. And from that, it was really hard because we got some amazing, amazing people that came out when we were auditioning, and phenomenal talent. And so it was hard to pick it, but it was Steve Johnson, of course, and myself, and Carrie and Skylar, who helped to pick that cast, and it was very difficult. But I think we made the right choices. We
Great
got
cast. Awesome cast.
Lisa Lamoth also was our Abby, and that was a hard choice because Teresa Brown, of course, did an incredible job in the first two versions. And so this time we thought, we kind of want to pass everything on to the new generation. It was really hard to replace Teresa, and that was a big question. But Lisa did an incredible job and brought a whole new dynamic to the role.
Absolutely.
And very strong woman, and very strong interpretation of that. Did a really great job.
Great job.
So, and with you, I thought you guys did good together.
Nice chemistry.
Yeah.
Worked out.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So. Chase and Lisa actually grew up together in Manhattan. And at one point we thought they might get, emotionally.
It's kind of a weird thing to say.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Especially in front of your wife?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. But you did a great job with this show.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I owe it all to you.
It's all to me.
I mean, yes, much of it, obviously. You did an amazing job writing the songs and all the orchestration. So much work. This guy worked so many hours.
We're going to give a special shout out to, of course, Steve Johnson, who put the whole thing together, the inspirational. And I think...
we definitely want to thank all the people who are watching right now.
Yes.
You guys obviously make Upside Down possible because it is for people to see, for people to experience, to just find a lot of joy and inspiration in, and to be able to spread it as well.
We're very grateful, too, to Brian Gockel, who is editing the
Amazing.
video. Great job.
Amazing man.
And Winston Phillip, who did the audio for the DVD.
Yes.
And they have been working tirelessly. I mean, it's been hours and hours, hundreds of hours that they have spent on this. And we're very, very grateful for that.
Definitely.
I also want to thank my kids, Chase.
Thank you.
And Carrie, and of course Sarah. And I know Steve would like to thank Skylar and McCall, and of course our lovely wives, Debbie and Lisa Johnson. And very grateful for our families being involved in this. We're going to close out. You want to do a song?
Okay, yeah, we can.
This is really my song that I did originally in the show.
Yes, it is.
Jerusalem, because I had to go to Jerusalem. That's Paul, the character of Paul, that I knew that every prophet told me that I would be killed, basically, when I went to Jerusalem. But then we changed it. They took the song away from me and gave it to Peter. I don't know, so it was about you.
Peter going to Rome and leaving
Jerusalem. Okay.
So
you want to do this?
All right.
Okay.
Good. You want to start it off?
Sure.
All right.
And so this is Jerusalem, originally done by Paul and then done by Peter. And again, Steve Johnson I remember hearing this for the first time in New York, the ideas for it, and then just working the bridge and getting the idea of how to make this work. We did a big ending with everyone singing. We won't do that tonight.
Okay.
I may play along with it. Maybe a little.
Well, thanks everyone, and don't forget that on Monday
That's right.
is when we start the pre-order for the DVD and the digital download.
You can download the whole musical on Monday.
This coming Monday.
Cyber Monday.
Yes, it's happening.
Check out the website again for all the details on that, for the pricing. And,
UpsideDownTheater.com. That's theater with an R-E.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm very grateful again to all of you guys and to my partner, Steve Johnson, and look forward to some more events like this.
Yes.
I'm very proud of my son.
Thanks, Dad.
I don't want to cry, so
Don't.
I won't. Okay.
We're gonna say, I think we're gonna say goodbye.
All right.
And thanks so much again for watching, everyone who tuned in.
Remember, let's go and turn the world upside down.